You're already looking at your front page, right? So go to your front page. So guess what this one is? Squash blossom. Is that cool? Okay, well, squash blossom. This is what I did. I went and I made such a soft yellow, green, a multi-print. And then I went out into the squash patch and I found out. Oh, they don't? There's one, that's the batik, and you can see it up there. And then this is mine I did out of reproduction, just with green background, yellow blossoms, and then I did a multi-print. And then, yesterday, I went out into the squash blossoms. Oh my God. And I said, wait a minute. It's not pale yellow. It's not pale yellow. Then so this is what I did. I came back and I did this one. That's better. But see, I really like this one because I decided that this one that I just made shows all those little blossoms playing around in the patch together. Because you know how I always do research every time I'm going to go into this block. It's called Squash Blossom, so I Google squash blossom. And the first thing that comes up is, it says, sex life in the squash patch. I go, oh no, now I'm really in trouble.
Do you get yourself into these things?
How do I get myself into these things? But it's true, I had to study the sex life. And I just want you to know there is a lot going on. And that's why, if you don't pick it fast enough, man, they grow overnight. That's all I can tell you. My farmer told me that we couldn't eat these. These are just for show, just for show. Is that cool? The squash blossom. And this one, this is the next one. Are you ready for your salad? Cat, this is cute. Aww. Isn't it cute? So this one is called Cactus Bloom. Is that cute? Cactus Bloom. And this is the little 6-inch, the little baby one. And I'm going to give them to you, Orion. Okay? Oh, and yeah, and you can put these up on the design wall if you get them. That. And this one is the batik. Isn't that cute? And this is just done with paper, paperback fusible to make it easy. There, I will show you real close so Ryan can go on. And it's good because as we're getting towards the end, we get tired. Okay, this is just paperback fusible. You have your pattern. I believe it's right in the middle of your pattern. Good. And it's finished with a blanket stitch. There is an order, and I will tell you, it's the very last page if you really want to know that now. There is an order to sew your blanket stitch. If you do your circle first, and when you get here, you just don't stitch, you just skip over, do this one, and just skip over and do that one and that one. So you do your circle first, okay? And then you do this one next. This is the 4-part, right? The 4-part. So you're going along on the circle, and then right here you don't do anything, and just go out to the point and around. Go around the whole 4-part shape, and the leaf is last, so that you can actually stitch.
That's not what it says here.
Oh, you're right. It says the 4 parts. Well, you finally corrected me, Becky. Cut, retake, circle, and then You do the leaves. Thank you. So I'm glad somebody's reading the pattern. The leaves. Because this is what, because as I was telling this, I go, oh, wait a minute, that's not right. Okay, the leaves, because you can go the whole way around. But see here on the 4 patch, like you start here and you go doop, 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 doop. But when you go here, there's a straight stitch. And then doot, 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 doot. And then a straight stitch. And I know that you can't see it in the photo. Is Orion close enough you can see it? Yeah.
So you haven't lifted your needle.
Yeah, so you just keep on going. So it's continuous. You want to do continuous so you get done, right? So cool. Yeah, and the threads do match. Don't you think the matching threads are lovely? Yeah. And that is one thing that I did neglect to write. But using matching threads, I think, makes it look really, really good. Go to your recipe because we're going to let it simmer while we are sewing. How's that? So look at the picture. Yes, I got up at 6 yesterday morning and went to the squash patch. And the reason that I had to do that at 6 is they're very perishable.
Do you actually have to do cook time, or do you
Just
turn it
go
on?
like the
4 hours?
yeah, 4 hours is good. They're so perishable. Look, I had to keep them on ice.
Do you want me to still hang these?
The blossoms. But now you're gonna do it while we keep on talking. Okay? Here, I'll put these over. You didn't know? Oh, look what I have. Aren't they beautiful? Okay.
We only have one camera working.
Oh, no. Is that cool? Okay, so I had females and males in the same bucket. Yeah. Hanky-panky in the cooler. But this is the thing. So I assured the farmer that I would not pick a female because the females turn into squash. But I found one that didn't make it. So this is what I brought, and you can look at your photograph in your paper. Do you see how the female, when it comes out, it's the blossom on the end, but then there's this wee little squash on the end? Do you see that in the picture? There's just this wee little squash, and that's what turns into a squash. But the poor male, all he gets is a stem attached. And usually these are all real close to each other. Usually they're right near the whole stalk. And no matter what, the male still, it's just like life, will still not grow squash. So I went through and I clipped all the males. I left the females to grow, and that's what you're going to eat, the guys.
Do you think the males wilt and die?
They do, but look. They're pretty they're beautiful. These were all wide open yesterday when I picked them. You can see in the picture, they were all beautiful. But see, just the stem on the end. So now you know what they're doing hanging out at night in that squash patch. It's a lot of activity.
Can you move the picture closer to me?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Brian. Ryan. There it is.
They pollinate by wind, or do the bees?
The bees. Every blossom had a bee in it. Had a bee. Every blossom had a bee in it. And I had to shake them out. And then I had to wash all of the blossoms. And then I started making my soup and I peppered it. And when I stirred it, I said, oh, I didn't get all the bugs. And I go, oh, no, that's the pepper. There it is right there. And there I am. That's what I picked for the blossoms. That was really fun. And so I got up at 6 this morning and I made you squash blossom soup. Okay, I'm stirring. Okay, can you just show them what it looks like? Okay. So I did a lot of it that I'm not going to do for you now. First, I melted my butter and sauteed my onions and my garlic. That's what your recipe says. Then I added 2 quarts of chicken broth. And then I put all those squash blossoms that are in that basket. I put them right into this, cooked them for 5 minutes, and then I blended everything. Oh, then I blended everything. And now I'm going to make it very rich with a cup of cream. Am I okay, Joan? Half and half. 1 cup. Oh, we are going to do this really good. 1 cup. Ooh, and stir it in. Can you see my pot? Ah, and then now it's time for the Mexican outfit. Orion. Carol. No, just your Mexican outfit. And mariachi music. Oh. And now we're having a little audio difficulty, but not to worry because we know what we're doing here. And then we have, oh, where's our mariachi music? Woo! All right. Yale! You look good. Garacha. Benjamin's up here. And so now we're putting, it's a little bit more. It's a half a cup of cheese, but I slipped. Some cheese, yes, from a Mexican market. Yes, and now I'm going to stir this. And now we're going to let this warm up and simmer. And you have to learn how to make the block. Okay? Is that good? Yes. Can you just wait to taste squash blossoms? Never had it. I know. It's really cool. Okay. So we'll be getting that up here. We'll get our blocks up here yet. Okay. So we have directions. Yes. Published by Quilt World. This is a fairly recent one. Published by Quilt World in just really 1980. How many of you have been reading Quilt World? I know I was good friends with Sandra Hatch, that was the editor forever. And I must put this on, I'll tell you as we go along. Little bit from Mexico, huh? So the thing is, you all get the pattern because you paid for it. And everybody that's out there can buy the pattern.
No, they're all your people that paid for it already.
They're already paid for it, and you're going to get it in the mail.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You guys are going to get this too. You won't be able to taste the soup, however. How could we do that? That'll be the next thing we'll have to think of, huh? Taste division? Okay, well, we're going to get started because it's simple to pick your fabrics, just a soft green background and a more vibrant yellow, and that's considered the dark. On this one, it is pretty dark, huh? And then you need a multi-floral. This is pretty exciting with all this activity running around here. Okay, so turn the page. Beep, guess what we're going to do? We're going to do flying geese. Making the geese. So how many of you have done the geese? Okay, so how fast should we do this? Fast? Do you want me to sew? Okay, well, this is how we're going to finger sew. This is for the 12-inch block. The finished size is 2 by 4. The little ruler that you're going to need to have to do it is from the little, it's the little mini geese ruler. It makes 2 by 4 or 1 by 2. This little guy. Mini geese ruler 1. And so you put the big square on the bottom and you put the little square right sides together to it, right? Right, okay. And then you center it. You eyeball the small one in the center and you draw a diagonal line. Yes, how many geese have you guys made in your life? Honk, honk, hundreds of geese. Whoops. No, I didn't. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to show you what become the geese. This is the little guy. Isn't it cute? These are the geese. Those are the points. Of the squash blossoms, I put them back away. But does it remind you in some way? The block? You know, I always wonder how people come up with these names, but I think the farmer's wife was just out there, and she said, oh, well, look at that. This block looks just like the blossoms that I'm picking, right? All right, so we go like this. Ta-da, and you tell me, what do we do? And then you turn it around and go the other way. So both sides. Is there anybody in here that has not made geese yet? Really? How have you gotten away with that?
Well, I haven't only been quilting for a little while, so.
Is this the first time in this series that we did the geese? Ah, this is a little review for you then, okay? So that's what I drew the diagonal line. I sewed a 1/4 inch on both sides. And then you take your ruler and you cut them in half, and you have 2. Honk, honk. Oh my goodness. And then you take them, and this is the rule. It doesn't matter about size, you guys. What matters it doesn't matter about color. It matters about size. And you always put, regardless of the color, you always put the large triangle on the top, right? You put the large triangle on the top. And we got to talk to my crew here. That it would be really good if they turned this on. Okay, we're getting it room, but anyhow, you set the seam, and then you open and you press right into it, okay? Like that. And then you do the next one, and you press right into it. Isn't it pretty? This one's a little brighter, huh? Okay, it's a good color. So then you take these 2 pieces. They're very weird, aren't they? Sharon, weird. Weird. And you put them back right sides together. You keep the seam parallel. Oops. You guys watching? Yeah. I did that just to make sure. And see right here? So you always say to yourself, well, look for the goose tails. Honk, honk. Then you know. And then you draw another diagonal line. Okay, 1, 2, corner to corner. How we doing out there? Sue, how are we doing? Sue's on camera. All right, so now we're just going to go right down along here. Ta-da! You know what? People do make those geese, but they're real wonky. That's what I always call them, wonky geese. And now what's really tricky is that you have to have your stiletto because you have a seam here and you have a seam underneath. And sometimes that flips, so I usually check, kind of flip underneath, go right down along there. Ta-da! We're nearly done, Marilyn. She said sew by hand, but I didn't think I could do that, sewing by hand. But this is it. And people that have done hundreds of these geese, Sue is the queen of them in all sizes. You've personally done a lot too?
First Lady says a lot of
First ladies, okay, flat here, flat here, flat there, and goose tails hanging out. And you just cut it in half. Ta-da! And this is the tricky part. Okay, you need a little pair of scissors because you want to press the seams in 2 directions. To do that, you just take those ends and fold them. And right here, you clip. Whoops, clip. Okay? Clip. And then when you open it up, okay, Guy, you're getting hot. This is a really unique pair of scissors here. There's a paper clip. Okay, take the other one and do the same thing. Just take your scissors and cut to the stitches, okay? On both sides. So now all we do is open them up, and I hold on 1/2 and press right into the smaller part. What's going to be the goose, okay? And then turn it around, go into the other part, so that when you flip it on the back, then that little clip makes those seams go in opposite directions, and they're really good. 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 All right. And so out of these 2 sets, you have made 4 geese. So now take your geese for the 12-inch that says 2 by 4. You slide up that green line, line it up. It has your 1/4-inch seam built in. It goes right to the seam there. Okay, hold it down, cut, and you don't have to move it again. Just turn. And I don't have Invisigrip on my geese. I'm not allowed to. It's sliding. All right, one more turn, and you just cut on all 4 sides. Perfect! Honk, honk. The perkiest geese you've ever seen.
They're pointing down.
Oops. Well, of course they are. What did you think they would be doing?
Turkeys stay up in attention.
My face is getting red. Oh my goodness.
Not often that your children notice which way things are hanging.
All right, so they're like magic. I have all 4 geese, right?
Right.
All squared up, gone. Okay, what's the next one? Turn the page, flip. Ah, this is going to be easy. Now we're going to make this little thing called a 2-patch. So if we're going to make a 2-patch, how many pieces of fabric do you think you're going to sew together? 2. That works good, huh?
I can do that.
So for the 12-inch block, my little strips are 2.5 inches wide. And now, so we have squares, we're going to cut these 2.5-inch strips into 2.5-inch segments, yeah? Okay, that's easy. You can all do this. And you should check the width right now, because we're working with 4.5-inch square blocks. So this should be 4.5 inches too. And actually, I think you probably might be better if you even use a scant quarter for this one step. Okay? So we've got 4 2-patches. This is extra. Get rid of that. Oh my goodness. We're ripping right through this. Okay, now turn the page. Beep. So we're going to take the geese and the 2-patch, and we're just going to lay them like this and sew them together. Right? Right? Looks like that? Okay, flip them right sides together. So I just want you to know, while I am sewing this, that when I went to the garden, to the squash patch, the farmer that let me pick his patch. His name is Fred. Isn't that nice? Fred. And he said to me, how did I know about the sex of the plants? And he said he's just new to gardening this year, that he did not know that there was a male and a female in the patch. Isn't that fun? And first he told me that he was hoping that he could get a couple more weeks out of his zucchini patch. And then when he said, well, after you told me about the sex of these, I think my patch is just about done. Because only the males were blooming still. So anyhow, I assured him no females would I pick, because there were some females that were still growing. It looked really, really cool. And one of them, we came across a male and 2 females. We thought there was a bigamist in the crowd, huh? And so there were some that had clusters. It's really very interesting. And I have to tell you that experience of just going into the patch early in the morning, it was so nice. I said, oh man, maybe I'm going to have to pick up gardening. I really did love it. Okay, important here. So now you press the seams away from the geese. Away from the geese. So the best thing would be to put your 2 patch on the top, set the seams quick, open, and you're pressing away from the geese, okay? Is that bold? Away from the geese? Huh? Yes. Good. Away from the geese. Good. 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 Is this my scrap? What is that hanging there? All right, we're doing good. Turn the page. Oh, actually, you're still on page 9, right? Yep. 9, page 9. Okay, now you need to have what size squares? 5.5 of the beautiful multicolor. Isn't that pretty? I'm sorry, Orion. I keep on putting it in view. Okay, of the dark yellow and the multi-floral. Is that what it says? And the floral. Okay, so just put them right sides together. Actually, I think that you've done this just last week, last month or so. Simple. We're just going to draw one line. Ta-da! And so, what do you think? Our soup is getting hot?
Smells good.
It smells good. All right, and so all we're going to do is one line. One line. Chris, what is our new guest's name? Mary. How are you doing, Mary? Are you keeping Are you keeping up with us?
Yes, I am.
Actually, I must tell you, I think that they are behaving themselves. They're a little reserved. They're a little nervous about their relatives seeing them around the country.
Some people around the world are looking at us.
If they are part of this block party, we have around 300. Okay, 400 now. It keeps on growing. They're just like the zucchini at night. It just keeps on growing and growing.
So where's the furthest place?
Okay, let me show you this, and then we'll tell you a little bit more about it. So I did the diagonal and sewed on both sides. And now I'm going to cut one way, the opposite way of the mark, and then just pick up my ruler and go the other way. And so now I have 4, and now I'm going to press my seam toward the dark yellow. So I'm just going to pick all these up and move them all and press them to the dark. Okay, so these people have been signing up through our internet, and every month Merritt prints a pattern for them too, and we mail them off to them, and then they can get a video. They can watch us on Vimeo. I do know that they can also watch, but Ann, hopefully Ann Drovler's watching, but she said, I want to watch Block Party while it happens. So this is for you, Ann. And all of your friends, all of your 399 friends. Okay, so now this is the time when you go, oh gosh, I'm dyslexic. I want to, how am I going to do this? How about let's do this. Does that work? And how's that? Does that work? So we only need one center. So let's just take this one. Gone. And you could label. Okay, and flip this right sides together. And the really cool thing is that they lock in the middle. Don't you love how these things all lock? I know, I love it. They all lock. It's really cool. So anyhow, we're busy. This room is very full of people. And this is the cool thing that you swirl the center. Do you like that swirling? Okay, turn the page now. Beep. Oops. Your pattern's in the middle. Keep on going. There we go. So now you don't even have to unsew stitches right in the middle, because if you just go like this, go bloop, bloop. You go like that. Okay, I got it. I'm just kind of pushing these seams in opposite directions, and then you get that cute little four patch in the middle. Is that adorable?
I love that because no one has lumps in their clothes.
I know. I'm going to tell you because Brenda does long arm quilting for people, and people that don't know this trick have a really big pile of fabric right there. And it's hard for her to stitch through without breaking her needle. So doing that little swirling and that little four patch in the middle is adorable. And then we have this really cool ruler. It's a fussy cut ruler, a 4.5-inch fussy cut ruler. And the best thing is those 4 lines, see that how they line up? Gee, look, that's really good video, Orion. And then you just trim on 4 sides. Whoa. Looking good? Is that cute? Here, let's see if we can just put these around. Oh, he has to move it every time. That's a good start. There's a lot of yellow. A lot of yellow. Okay, so the last thing that we have to do is the, I'm thinking there's some extra pieces here. What are all, oh, I know, that's already done. Okay, so turn the page. We're on page 13. It says take 4 yellow. What size are the squares? 2.5. Turn them wrong side up and mark them. Teresa prepared my lesson for me, and Teresa is in Mexico right now. She went down with her mom and dad. They're getting older, and she just felt more comfortable with somebody being there. And I can even say the name of her town. It's Totatiche. Is that good? Totatiche. It took me weeks to say that. Totatiche. Okay, so now this is the really cool thing. We have to do that mirror image. And we're going to put them on rectangles on your green rectangle. And because they are mirror image, you've got to be careful. I lay 2 up so they make that little arrow. Can you see that? And you have to make 2 just like that. 2 of them. Put the mirror image. So you get the 2 of them. Mirror image is the hardest thing for me, and we're nearly done with this. And Carol will you come up and give the soup a stir? And now all I'm going to do is sew on the diagonal line. Okay, stir the soup and see if it's warm, because we're getting ready. Okay, make sure you sew from the side on this. Do you see those funny little pictures? And I think I just did it wrong. But see how you sew on the sides? You start sewing on the side as opposed to here. You sew on the side, start on the side, because your machine would just love to eat that point. Yeah? Right? So you sew on the side. How is it? It smells good? All right. Well, Carol, you could go ahead and start preparing our soup and salad. Okay, because we're nearly done with this one. All right? You can take the crock pot if you promise not to drop it. I'll try not to. Okay, so now all we have to do is just cut off these cute little tips. I have been thinking about making this cute little baby quilt or little doll quilt out of all these little things, but nah. Don't you want to do that?
Yeah.
I do, but I can't get it done.
You're making the miniatures.
Yeah, I know. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Okay, so these are all extra cute. So I'm just going to get rid of those. And then just set the seam with that yellow square on top and press. So what do you think? It's not even hard, right? Not yet. It won't be. There's nothing goofy about it. There's nothing goofy. And please, 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 I hope I did it right. Okay, so now we have to do 2 mirror images. These are going to be 2. And put the 2 rectangles beside it. I'm right beside 7 and 8. And then we have 2 more, like this and like this. Did I do it right? I have to turn my paper sideways. Yes! Okay, so all I'm going to do is flip this onto this one and sew it, and flip that one onto that one and sew that. Just be careful on the mirror image stuff. The mirror image stuff. Doesn't that make you crazy? And this is the one, I made it a little bit bigger. This is just like the geese. Ta-da! 1, 2. Now I'm hot because they're fixing us soup and salad. Just see if you get this at Mariah's. You guys remember to say Eleanor Burns sent you when you go to Mariah's. You do? That she knows? Because I'm going to go up there and ask for some lunch.
They actually have a big table they set up for us.
Oh, they honestly, before you even show up, they have it ready? They have our block party date on the calendar. Oh, that is so cool. Is it getting warm? Okay, it says check and rethread upper thread. You should always have thread in your needle. And thread in your bobbin is very useful. How's that? And how many quilters does it take to turn on the hot plate? Is that how you do it? And then it probably says, press your seams toward the rectangles. Toward the rectangles. And we have the cutest little pointy things ever. toward the rectangles. And the other way. 1, 2. And actually, these are just a little bit oversized. I'm looking for my little scissors. I know they're here. Okay. My scissors. All right. My scissors. Okay. Now, the next step, is to just square them off. Take your fussy cut ruler, and you're going to see that it's just a little longer. But see, if you just put it on there, you can just trim it off on the other side. But don't cut off the yellow, okay? Can you see that? Don't cut off the yellow. Yep, you want to leave the yellow on there, and the fussy cut ruler really helps. This makes it really easy, just to trim it off. 2 more, and we're done. And how's it coming back there, Carol? Is anybody anxious about tasting squash blossom soup? That you're not going to try it, or you're all going to go for it? You're all going to try it. Okay, so here are 2 alike, and here are 2 alike. And they go in opposites. Let's just look and see. All right, move that, Orion. Okay, I'm going to take the 2 that look like this first. And I'm going to put 2 alike. And I'm going to put 1 here. And the second one opposite. Okay, and it does tell you that, right? Yes. Take 2, and now take the remaining 2, and they're alike, and you lay those in opposite. Ta-da! Is that cool? It's cool, and it looks just like our squash blossom, Okay, this is too exciting. Oh, what I see back there. It's really looking good. And I'm gonna I'm gonna see if I can slide this over without burning myself. It wouldn't look good to burn myself on TV, would it? No. Cool. So that's squash blossom. How about cactus bloom? And now, my cup. So, this is what I did in Cabo. I went out in the wilderness and I ate cactus salad. And guess what this was for? Tequila! See, you always had it with you, and you like sip all day. And when I was there, they gave me the best cactus salad, and they also gave me a snake that I had to wear.
What?
Ta-da! A snake. I had to wear a snake, and I was really freaked out. So how many of you have ever eaten cactus salad? Oh, so this is really going to be a good lesson. This is amazing. So this is what it looks like. Is Orion on it? Oh, yeah, you did a really good job. So you all know that's the cactus, right? So you can buy this cactus and you can actually de-needle it. De-needle it. A lot of the girls here, the Mexican girls here, they just hold on to this, and you take a knife and you just can peel these all off. And then you chop them, or you can go to the Mexican grocery store and you can buy it all chopped like this. Yes, woohoo!
If you do cut it yourself, you want to get the young ones, not the
Yes, don't go and pick really big ones. Like we have one outside our art department that's growing. It's like really tall, but don't get those because those are too old. But get it all chopped up, see? And
Are they sweet? If you were to
You cook them. You have to cook them. Yes. The size. The size is what dictates. You want to have a young, tender-looking one. We all want young, tender-looking ones, right? Yeah, not the big ones. Not the big ones. So anyhow, oh my gosh, my water is boiling. It's boiling right on time. It's boiling right on time. Okay, and I lost my and now Sue gets to come up. Sue has been chopping and chopping. Look at this. Okay. So, oh, thank you. You did a great job.
There's your pennies.
There's my penny, and that's good. Okay, I like all of this. So you boil your water, and it's boiling. And my lovely daughter-in-law, Himna, is from Mexico. And the first words in Spanish that she ever said to me that I understood were, put in 4 pennies, 4 copper pennies, because this will get very slimy. And she said, 4 copper pennies will keep it from getting slimy, okay? And so I chopped my cactus. This is really boiling good now. Okay, can you see it boiling, Orion? Well, okay, I was gonna do it first. 4 pennies, and so as I was doing this, then she said very clearly, remember the 4 pennies. And that's all I understood all day. And so, look at that. Doo-doo. Okra? I don't know. It's 4 copper pennies, and now what we want to do is time it. Who can time it for 20 minutes? Who can time the cactus for 20 minutes? Okay, so we're going to get that. 20 minutes. Okay.
15 total?
Okay, so now what Sue was doing for me, you guys can tell me, how do the ingredients go? You boil that for 20 minutes. Roma tomatoes, has to be Roma tomatoes, how much? 2 to 3, chop them fine, right? Diced, and then we need to have onion, a half sweet onion. I love to cook like this, thank you. Yeah.
Kind of like a kit.
Yeah, it's like a kit. And then we need to have, bell pepper. And then the last thing I think is the cilantro. And she's good. She's got them all chopped. And garlic, optional. Okay, optional. Now, what we're doing in the back, look at those girls. Aren't they cute? So as soon as our cactus was, we already have it all done. Gina's grandmother made this yesterday for me. Now, you can just eat this as a salad. She didn't put any dressing on, but I might put some dressing on. Okay, that's your dressing. And my daughter-in-law said, ooh, this is really good. You can eat it plain. It's very good. It's good for diabetics or as an anti-inflammatory agent. In Mexico, this is what they use to treat diabetes, the cactus. Okay, so you could put it like this and then sprinkle a little cheese on it. But I don't have any cheese. I gave it all to them. So you sprinkle it on the top, chips, and then you eat it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Orion wants us to go on so we can get our lessons all done. No sleeping now. Now that you had a little bit of a meal, huh? Cactus bloom. This was actually a Nancy Page column. And there is a pieced cactus as well as this applique one, but I thought you'd really like the applique. Well, there's 3 parts you saw in your big pattern. you had your leaves, and your leaves are very easy to make. If you just photocopy your pattern sheet, and you can just make a template on template plastic, glue that down and cut it out, and cut and trace 8 leaves. Remember to leave a 1/4 inch in between, okay? That's easy, right? Okay. The 4 part is a little trickier to save us space. We are actually going to show you how to work with just 1/2. This is your pattern. It has a center line here. If you start with your big piece of paperback fusible, put 1/2 right up in the corner, and after you mark it around, just draw around, then put a little tick mark here, here, and here. So you can just take that same 1/2, just swing it around, and I decided not to actually put this on template plastic. It's a pretty big piece. It's a little flimsy, but you can just trace around your paper. Don't you think?
Wasn't that line very helpful?
This line, this line was helpful. Teresa drew that for me. And putting that line down, and then you can just draw the second 1/2. All right. The registration, thank you. Thank you, Brenda, registration marks. Okay, so then you have the whole, and then there's only one more piece, and that's a circle. You have 3 parts. Where is my circle? Yes! And your circle will fit right here. And your leaves will fit right along there. So you have 1 4-part, 1 circle, and how many leaves? 8. Okay, that's really cool, huh? All right. And then you take your fabric. Let me see. Move this all out of the way. No, I don't think I need it. Okay, and then you place your fabric, remember, wrong side up, and put each one of your parts, just kind of fussy cut. Don't cut them on the line. Fussy cut out your 4-part and your leaf. Rough cut. Rough cut, thank you. I need you to be listening to me, Orion. I'm only thinking about 1,000 things up here. I can't remember everything. The fabric is turned wrong side up on all of them. You got to read the directions, man. If you do this too long, you're in trouble. If you don't do it enough, you're in trouble, right? No matter what, you're in trouble. But believe it or not, they say just 2 seconds right now. Your iron should be hot, no steam. Read your instructions. But on this particular one, I do like to have lightweight heat and bond, because you can actually stitch through the outside edges with heat and bond. No steam, just go down on them. That's good. So now we got all of these, right? And so now what do you do with them?
Cut on the line.
Cut on the line. Cut on the line. And like magic, I did it already. That's a good one, huh? That's a good one. Okay, so this is the 6-inch. Huh? And now I have the 12-inch. And I am on page 19. And you do need some registration marks too. And the best way is to take it and fold it once. And then just fold it one more time like this. And just press in your registration marks. Okay, that's what it says on 19, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then open it up completely. This is good. Okay, your circle is first. And I found out there's no way You can't have any registration lines on the mark, but this is how I do it. You take and you fold your circle in half. Oh, you have to peel the paper away, right? Fold it in half, and then take it and fold it again, and just crease these edges. Just crease them just slightly. Ta-da! On both edges. And now use these creases to line up, and you can just do a little bit right here in the center, okay? So use the creases and the center to line it up on your background. Yeah! Look at that! That works! Yes! It works! Okay, now we gotta turn the page. We got the circle. Now we need this cool guy. This is so fun. I love this one. Now you can't really fold it. We could try to find the center, right? But what I like to do is use the tips right out on the fold, and then go the opposite side. The point is that you want to have the same amount of space right around those tips, and then that'll get you right in the center, okay? This is actually at 13 inches square. We will square it back to 12 and a half. Oops, a little bit of squash. You notice everything, Orion. Something fell from my mouth and he caught it. We've had worse. Huh? Oh, we've had worse. Okay, so now I have the 8 leaves. And they're all cut. And they just fit right in. Look how cute. You see this little thing right here? Wait, I got to do it right. Okay, I know. Every time I do it wrong. Okay, up on just half of it, like this. That's why you got to look at the picture. See how it goes? They nest. What a good word. They nestle right up to that forepart. Isn't that cute? It's pretty. It's so fun. Oh, I can't wait to see somebody make a whole quilt out of this one. Oh, you know it'd be fun to cut up our tablecloth. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be I don't know, in the lattice, in the border, whatever. It would be really Mexican looking. We stashed that border. Oh, how long's it been?
Yep. 3 minutes.
3 minutes? All right, and so then once you have this all lined up perfect, then you just down, and the second time you can leave it on a little longer than 2 seconds. Yeah, up to 6. Oh, look, it's so cute. It's really fun. You need to have a little easy one now and then, right? Just to add. And we also felt, thank you, we felt that we needed to have more than one applique block in the quilt so that they can also be on opposite sides and balance. So now you have a couple of them. There, cool. And so press it from the back, and then the very last one, it shows you how to do the stitching, which we went over right in the very beginning, huh? With all of the different colors of thread. And then when you're done, just square it up because it will shrink a little bit. And that is the end of our soup and salad. Thank you.